most people think of prostitution, they think of Amsterdam. But that's not the only city in Europe that has a red light district. That's why we're headed to Antwerp to take a closer look at how prostitution and trafficking is affecting the city. I was worried that finding a victim of human trafficking would be difficult. It can be traumatic and terrifying to talk about those experiences, especially with a stranger. But thanks to the few connections I had, I found someone who was willing to speak with me. So yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria, Edo State precisely.
We're calling this woman Rebecca. We don't want to reveal her identity because it could put her life in danger.
I came to Belgium to have a good life, to start all over again.
When she was 18, her parents encouraged her to migrate to Europe from Africa for work. The only way to do that was to be smuggled across borders over a series of weeks.
Initially, it was a job offer because I was doing a part-time job of making hairs and making beads in Benin. So it was a job offer, so we decided to take it.
As soon as she got in the car, she was alone. She didn't have a phone and didn't know anyone that was with her.
There was no turning back because nobody to rescue. Even if you have to cry from now till tomorrow, nobody's going to say anything because we did not know the people that was in charge. I don't know who was in charge. I don't know who is the driver, who is this, because everybody was just on their own. So
after weeks of travel, Rebecca arrived in Madrid, where she was given a fake passport so she could get asylum and start working.
This is where you'll be working. She just showed me around, like, this is where you'll be standing to work. This is where you'll be changing. This is where you take clients to, blah, blah, blah. And I was shocked. I was standing, and I told her, but there is no shop or no chair or something. Okay, probably is a black job, like where you just make people hair and they go, you don't have to sell anything. And she said, who told you you're going to do that? This is not a hairdressing salon. This is the real life.
This is when Rebecca realized she was never coming to Europe to be a hairdresser. She was a victim of sex trafficking.
I stood there, I was looking at her, and she was like, go on, you have to change. Well, I got the beating of my life when I got home. Somebody came and they really dealt with me because I said I wasn't going to do it.
She had two choices, be killed or start working. So for the next 4 years, Rebecca was forced to sleep with men for money. The traffickers claimed she owed them millions of dollars as a payment for getting her into Europe.
Looking at how much I'm going to pay and how much I've paid within the years I was working and the remaining balance that I still have to pay, that means I have to work like all my life to pay that money.
Rebecca wasn't alone. It's estimated that there are over 27 million human trafficking victims across the globe at any given time. But just like Amsterdam, there are resources in Belgium to help women start over.
Hey Isa, how are you doing? My name is Andrea and I'm working with organization Gerut. We support women who do sex work, and I found your profile on the Red Lights website.
Gerut's a non-profit organization that supports women who are being trafficked and exploited. And on this day, Andrea is doing online outreach.
A lot of times they say, okay, thank you, and they are not really asking for help. But what we also need to do more is not only one message, but then with International Women's Day, we have to do a message again, with Easter, with Christmas. So trying to build a relationship with her, that she also trusts us a bit more.
Andrea often looks for red flags while doing outreach that can help her determine if a woman has a pimp or is being trafficked.
Asking for unsafe sex. She is not allowed to say no. So that is a red flag for me, like if a girl, take healthy risks, then it's like, hey, is she free to choose?
When she isn't doing online outreach, She goes to the red light district to speak with the women directly.
Try to make friendship with the girls. That's also why we have more people in the team. We have now here in Antwerp like around 10 people who do outreach.
She says often the girls working the windows are just looking for someone to talk to, because most of the time no one knows what they do for a living, not even their families.
One of the girls I was visiting on Friday night. It was once in 2 weeks, and she really said like, I was looking forward to see you. And yeah, I was like, what do? I only listen to you, like how your holiday was or how your day was. I was not doing really something special, but for her it means a lot.
I had a productive day. I spoke with a victim of human trafficking in an organization that helps women. But I wasn't going to be in Antwerp long, and I still had more to learn. So I decided to spend my night looking for a sex worker. Right behind me is the red light district, and I'm about to go in one of the windows and talk to a woman. We're not allowed to bring cameras in there, so all you're going to get from this is audio.
It is a big house. The
woman we're speaking with works in the Antwerp red light district. She sends the money she makes home to her family, and they're using it to build a home.
Okay, in 2025 she will go and it has to be ready.
She doesn't do the work because she likes it. She does it because it pays good, and she feels she has no other option. In fact, she says this line of work can be very dangerous.
Girl next door, like, I don't know, I think it's not the one that's here now, but that she, so her boyfriend would always come and ask for the money, and one day she didn't want to give the money. And then he started to hit and everything, and there was a whole thing going on, and she had to call the police, and then the police came.
Every room throughout the Antwerp and Amsterdam red light districts is equipped with a panic button. When pressed, it sounds an alarm and immediately notifies the police. But some women feel this isn't safe enough, and they seek out pimps.
Is there advantages to like having a pimp versus working on your own?
In her experience, she says it's mostly because they are manipulated by the guy, like so they're scared or they're afraid. But in my own experience, I do hear that some of the women say, no, a pimp is there to protect you, and if there's problems, you know.
In the middle of our conversation, a knock came from the window connected to hers.
Yeah. Dime mi amor. Nee, ven. Aquí estoy con mi amiga.
Okay, I need to cough a little bit.
Okay.
She was a sharply dressed woman who seemed very unhappy about all the questions we were asking. By all accounts, this woman seemed like a madame, someone who acts as a go-between for prostitutes and traffickers. Soon after she stopped in, we were asked to leave. There was so much more I wanted to learn about prostitution, and I didn't want to put her in danger. I still needed to finish speaking with Rebecca, and I'd been told by Cheroot that a woman would be willing to sit down with me for an interview, a woman that once worked under the control of a pimp. But those were all tasks for another day.